Mine's up, mine's up. Hello. I hope you are having a wonderful day, because today I am going to prepare you for an even more wonderful day, and I'm going to encourage you, inspire you, and enlighten you. My name is Takiyah Diamond. I'm a personal development author. I am a mindset and a life coach, and I am also a success strategist. I help you figure out where you're going, what direction are you going in, right? So that you can have clarity on the steps that you need to take to actually go further in whatever it is that you're deciding to do. So today I am going to be talking to you about 5 reasons why you should never, ever, ever give up. Never, ever give up. Yes, times get hard. Yes, things come up. Yes, things that are beyond our control show up, and sometimes they show out. But does that mean that it's the end? No, it's just the beginning of a new way of thinking for you, a new way for you to actually figure out a different process to still get to where you need to be. And we all know your mindset alchemist right here teaches you exactly how to do that, using the power of your mind, changing your way of thinking, changing the way that you feel, and so much more. But we're going to talk about today 5 reasons why you shouldn't give up. And sometimes we feel like we have nothing left to give, right? And no matter how hard we try, we just keep hitting these roadblocks that seem to just always get in the way. They always show up kind of at the wrong time, right? But the matter of the fact is that we can overcome obstacles, guys. We can overcome the challenges that are presented to us, and we could keep pushing through the bad times, right? I don't like to really call them bad times. I like to call them times of learning, times of interacting with this particular experience at that particular moment that we're in our lives, right? But we will find success within ourselves to create something worthwhile at the end. So it isn't always easy trying to reach the top, but when you're thinking about giving up, I want you to remember these 5 things, okay? So, number 1, there's always somebody working harder than you are. I know you think that you work the hardest, you put forth the biggest effort and all of this other wonderful stuff. But guys, you can't come down on yourself. Yes, you're working hard. But even if you think that you've done all that you can, you are wrong. Everyone has a dream. Everyone has a goal. And everyone has something that is motivating them, right? To catapult forward. It just depends on how far you're willing to go to get what you want. Right? So you see how some people who have this positive mindset, who get out there and they go for the goal and they achieve it, right? They face obstacles, they face the roadblocks, they face the 10,000 no's that they get before they finally get the one yes. But what caused them to do that is because they never gave up. They kept pushing through, and eventually they saw the results that they wanted to receive, right? So success comes from being unique. Success comes from standing out amongst the crowd, standing out amongst all of the people that, might be in the same lane that you're on, So if one thing I could promise you is if you settle for just, oh, that's good enough. Oh, that's fine. That's enough. I promise you that's all you will be is good enough, and then somebody else is going to show up and surpass you, and you're going to feel some kind of way. So again, guys, it really just depends on how far you're willing to go to get whatever it is that you want. Number 2, nobody is perfect, okay? We are all human. We're spiritual beings. We're in this human experience. So while we're here, why not make the best of it for the rest of it? The rest of the while that you're here, give it all you got, right? Realizing that it's actually okay to make a mistake. It's only part of the battle, guys. It's your attitude about it. What is your perception about it? How are you seeing this thing that you apparently made a mistake on, or that you feel like you messed up on? It's not really about you messing up, guys. It's about you learning and experimenting through different processes that work to get you the result that you're actually looking for. Okay, so learning and moving forward actually comes from doing something wrong and then being taught how to do it differently, how to do it the right way, or different things that you can kind of switch it around in order to make it become something different and something great. Okay, so think about this. When you're riding a bike without training wheels, at first it's not easy, right? And you need mommy to come over there and kind of help you get through the driveway before you flip over your feet trying to pedal and all that wonderful stuff, right? And we know that, guys, that at first it's not easy. But think about this. Once we get the rhythm of it, once we start to learn how to be in control of the handlebars and how to get our feet moving at the same time when we're holding the handlebars, it actually became a skill. Riding a bike became a skill, and you will never forget it. Like, unless someone suffers like some type of brain injury or something like that messes up their motor senses, so then they can no longer do it. But once you learn how to walk, it's the same thing when you were a baby and you're crawling and you get up and you fall and you get up and you fall and you're just trying to mimic what mommy and daddy are doing. You see them walking on twos and you're like, why am I on the floor? As a baby, you want to get up too. You want to be upright, And so what ends up happening is you keep tripping, you keep falling, but then you eventually do it so much that you end up standing up straight, right? And then you end up walking straight, and now you will never forget how to walk. You get what I'm saying? You get the point that I'm trying to make here? Okay, so walking became a skill that you'll never forget. Driving becomes a skill that you never forget. Once you learn how to drive, it's programmed in your mind how to do it. So even if you're driving tipsy, and I'm not recommending anybody driving under the influence, but sometimes, people do it anyway, but they still get home and they wonder, like, how the heck did I get home? I was tore up. I don't even remember, right? And when they're like that, it's because the program of how to get there is already downloaded in your brain. So it automatically knows to take you this direction, that direction, whether you're completely conscious of it or not. It knows how to get you there, okay? So just remember, guys, that, if we throw in the towel, as soon as we fail, or the first mishap and you fall, or whatever the case may be, or the first time we hear people criticize what it is that we're doing or how we're handling ourselves, or whatever the case may be, we're letting go of what could have been. Because if you don't stick with it, how would you know what the end result will be? If you didn't continue to keep learning how to ride that bike after you fell the first time, what would the end result be? You wouldn't know how to ride a bike, or you wouldn't know how to walk, or you wouldn't know how to drive. You understand what I mean? So it takes practice. Nobody is perfect, and be okay with your imperfection. All right, number 3. Success is not rewarding if it's easy. Think about this, guys. Let's say you're trying to accomplish a goal. Yeah, we kind of want the easy way, right? All right, so we kind of want it to be easy for us. But at the same token, you got to think about this, guys. When reaching that ultimate goal, it should be a special moment. If it wasn't the hardest thing in our lives, then we really didn't achieve it. If it was easy to do, then how much of an achievement really is it? It's like if you know how to do something already and you just go in and you just knock it out, like, did you really achieve it? Or if you didn't know how to do something, but you took the time out to teach yourself how to get it done, and then you got the finished product done and you're ready, set to go, then you feel accomplished, right? Then you feel like you've achieved your goal. You feel successful. You feel like, oh my God, this was so much work, but I got it done. And you feel good about yourself, right? So knowing that we did everything that we could for ourselves and others to earn that goal, should be way more rewarding than the actual honor itself, you know? And this is where people kind of get it a little twisted, all right? So think about this, guys. Behind every successful person, there is some long story. It's some long fight or some long journey that they usually went through before they got there, okay? So before you could get to where it is that you want to be, you're going to go through some things, and that will be how you got there. Okay. All right. So success isn't rewarding if it's easy. Number 4, prove others wrong. Yes, prove others wrong. Why am I saying prove others wrong? You got to prove others wrong, because how many people tell you that you can't do something, right? When somebody says that you can't do something, show them that you can. Like, you don't control my reality. I control my reality. You don't control my destiny. I control my destiny. Who do you think that you are to tell me what I can and I can't do? Okay? You know what I'm saying? Let that be your motivation. Let that be your inspiration to just push you right on over the ledge so that you can fly, guys. You know what I mean? Who wants to continue that? You got these wings and you keep them under you like this. You keep them all underneath you like this. Like, you don't even flap them. It's like you give them like one flap and then you be like, and then that's just it. Like, come on, guys. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, put it this way, you know, be like a positive competitor. A positive competitor. Like, for example, let's just say if somebody runs 2 miles, run 3. If the person that you see is extremely successful and you kind of read their story and you see the things that they did to get there, let's say they say that they spent hours working on some particular project, or if they spent 6 hours on the project, go harder. Spend 8 hours on yours. You get what I'm saying? So one thing I know for sure is that action speaks louder than words. So instead of complaining, instead of sulking, instead of sitting in this negative energy about what other people think about you, make them choke on their words like, oh, I didn't think that he could do that. Right. So if you don't believe in yourself, other people are not going to believe in you. At the end of the day, you can prove to them that they were wrong about what they thought about your idea or your path or whatever it is that you were working towards achieving. And when you achieve that goal, you don't even got to say nothing. I always tell people, don't tell people what it is that you want to do. Do it and let them see what it is that you've done. Mine's up, right? All right. And the last one is number 5. Number 5. Rome was not built in one day, was it? Was Rome built in a day? So why are you coming down so hard on yourself on things that are not happening overnight, guys? Okay? You don't give up just because it's not happening overnight. At the end of the day, this is the most important thing to remember when giving up becomes even a thought in your head. Like, nobody creates an empire in a day. Nobody started a business and then the next day it was a multi-billion-dollar company. No, it had to go through trial and error. It had to go through these different things, these different tests, these different demographics. You know, which customers can be reached this way, which tribe of people can be caught that way. You understand what I'm saying? So excuse me, there is no overnight success. Okay, Rome wasn't built in a day. You wasn't built in a day. It took 9 months for you to even come out of your mother's womb. 9 whole months, a whole gestation period for you to actually make it out here on this planet. Okay, so it's not done in a day. And that's really just the bottom line that you guys really just have to know. Okay, some things have to be pulled out. We got to figure it out. It's okay. You know what I mean? So one thing I recommend, and you guys can watch back on some of the other lives about like 7 things that I do to start my day, to make sure that my day is positive and productive, the things that I do the night before, just all these different things. And guys, these videos are on my YouTube channel, so make sure that you subscribe and all that other wonderful stuff. Okay, so sometimes you have to rewrite the script to your life, okay? Sometimes they gotta be revised a little bit, and sometimes you gotta manipulate things a little bit, okay? So I say that to say that if you have a plan and you're taking the steps necessary that you wrote out to achieve that goal, it's all good. If it doesn't work out, you just got to shift things around a little bit, okay? And sometimes you have to revise it to make it even make more sense to you. Like what you did the first time, your first draft may be good, but that second draft may be great, and then the third draft may be the greatest out of all of them. You understand what I mean? So don't think that, you know, it's just an overnight thing. You snap your fingers, you create this document, and now, boom, now I'm this multi-millionaire billionaire. It doesn't happen that way, okay? You got to put in the work. You got to put in the effort, and just you have to understand that be patient with yourself because things take time, you know? I mean, some things can happen pretty quickly, but you even got to be ready for it if they do happen so quickly. What's your next step after that? And sometimes we get stuck because we're so stuck in trying to get this one thing done. But a lot of times you have to look at all of the components around it. When you look at all the components that are around it, as well as the initial goal, then you can actually, achieve it in a different way, because then you can kind of understand what you may come up against, or what things that you are not aware of that may happen. Let's just say that you write a book, and let's just say that this book is it comes out, it does really, really well, and now you have all of these different companies wanting you to come in to talk to their employees or whatever the case might be. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for the additional things that come along with the responsibility? So look at the big picture, guys, because it's more than just putting something together and just putting it out there, all right? And that's even more of a reason for you to never, ever, ever give up. If you worked, you're behind off and you were creative in the process, you're going to learn so much along the way, and you'll be so ever, 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 ever so grateful for the experience. All right, guys. And that is it. And those are the 5 reasons that you should never give up. Let's just recap. Number 1, there's always somebody working harder than you are. Number 2, nobody's perfect, not even you. Number 3, success isn't really rewarding if it's easy. Number 4, prove others wrong. Shut their trap. Go hard and get it done. And number 5, Rome was not built in a day, and neither will you, and neither will your business, and neither will your goals. All right. So again, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in with me today. I hope this live has helped you. Please visit my YouTube channel and subscribe. Subscribe. Make sure that you click on notifications for my Facebook lives. That way you can be notified whenever I go live. Make sure that you guys get a copy of at least one of these wonderful books that I have out. I have a few different books out right now, but the one that we are pushing right now is 7 Things You Need to Change Your Life. However, if you're a newbie to TK, I recommend you getting my very first book, which is Get Your Life Together. And this book has changed the lives of so many people because it's a straight mindset book. And basically what that book does is it actually teaches you, different situations and scenarios that we all go through in life, whether it's never mixing business with pleasure, or, avoiding change because we don't want to change. We don't want to experience something different. We're afraid to try something different. It has all these different things, but it also shows you how you end up in these crazy relationships that you want to get out of, but you can't get out of, and all this other stuff. But it also shows you why, how did you get there? How did you get stuck in that paradigm? And then it actually brings you correction for you to take steps that will help you prevent from ever going in that direction again. All right. So start with Get Your Life Together. If you're balling on a budget, it's all good. You can go ahead and get 7 Things You Need to Change Your Life. Make sure you inbox me if you're in the area so that I can bring you a copy, signed, sealed, and delivered. If you are not in my area, It's all good. Shoot me an inbox message and we can have that book mailed out to you, or you can also order it online, but it will not be autographed. Okay, so if you get it directly through me, it can still be shipped to you, but it'll be autographed with a nice little message in it for you. All right. Now, also, in the meantime, between time, visit my website, TakiyahDiamond.com. Yes, and find out exactly what it is that I do. I have so many different coaching modalities that I can help you in different areas of your life. And if you need a coach, hello, I'm here. I'm a mindset coach, okay? And not only am I a mindset coach, I also help with goal setting and accountability. So if there's something that you want to achieve and you just really don't know the steps that you need to take to get you there, inbox me. Let's talk. Tell me your vision and I'll create the plan. You take the action and it will come to life. All right, guys. I love you. Mind's up. I'm sorry. Mind's up. Have a beautiful day. I love you. Deuces.